That is very common.
Lions?
Yeah, that is very common. That is
Whoa.
a very common practice. A lot of my friends, a lot of my uncles have lions in their houses,
Like baby lions?
like full grown lions as well. So it's like that.
Oh my
So
goodness.
Language is Language is power.
Language is power.
Lenguaje es poder.
Language is
Ahora, the language is power.
the language.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Languages Power, where we take some time to get to know our amazing students here at Atlanta English University. Today, we have a guest, Ahmed. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good as well. And we're just going to take some time to get to know Ahmed, his story, and what he's up to lately now that he's in Atlanta. Can you take a moment just to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Ahmed. I've been in the States for 4 years. I moved to Atlanta about 8-9 months ago,
Okay, cool.
and I'm loving it. It's a good place. It's a good vibe. It's a good feeling to it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Atlanta is a really cool place, actually. So let's start at the beginning. So tell me a little bit about your childhood. Are you from a big family, a small family, and what is life growing up like in Pakistan?
Pakistan is crazy. I'm from a very big family. I'm from about 15 people.
15
yeah,
people.
It's like that. It's a joint household. It's in the culture. But Pakistan in itself, it's what I am. It's who I represent. It's an amazing place. I always tell my friends over here, who were born and brought up over here in the States. I always tell them to go visit. Very hospitable people, very very welcoming, very lovely. You know, the places in itself, they're very beautiful.
Tell me something. 15 people.
Yeah.
So is this like in one house? Is this like extended
Yeah.
family?
So I mean, like when I was like until I was like 12, 13, they were all in one house.
Okay.
Like my uncle, my father, my cousins,
Grandmas?
grandmas. Yeah, grandmas for sure.
Okay.
They don't let them live in another house. They live with us.
Okay, that's very beautiful.
Yep.
And then when it comes to like your immediate family that's inside of this big family, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 3 brothers.
Okay, 3 brothers, no sisters. So when you're in this space, I'm just curious because in my mind that sounds like so much fun. But when you're in a space like this, when you have a huge family all together, do you feel like overlooked because there's so many people and so much going on, or do you feel like very much like taken care of and like well seen?
I think it's very equally divided actually. Like I don't think that I personally have felt anything unfair or even like my siblings. You know, when you have a lot of children, you have a lot of elders as well. So they like I don't know how they do it, but they mostly equally divide the love and the care and everything.
That's so beautiful. So when it comes to like being a kid after school, like talking about like I'm thinking about grade school, middle school, when you're really young, what does it look like after school? Like, are you playing outside? Like, what is that typically like?
We were never home as a child. You know, the streets were like our playground. In Pakistan, cricket is a very big thing.
Okay.
Very big sport. So that's all.
Cricket.
Yeah, cricket.
Okay.
It's like baseball, a little bit different.
Got you.
Yeah.
So you're like playing outside until like,
100% until our mothers are screaming at us.
okay.
That
Did you do your homework or you're like, no, you're
I
just,
was a good student.
Okay.
I used to do my homework. Yep.
okay. And so then like growing up as well, tell me a little bit about some of your maybe favorite holidays or your favorite holiday and how's it spent?
You know, we have Eid. It's a very beautiful occasion. We have two different dates. One is when it's a tradition that the elders give a little bit money to the children.
Nice.
So you can go to any random elder. It doesn't matter who they are to you. They got to give you some money. You know, it's like a tradition. So that was the day when all the children were like rich.
Okay.
Like, really rich. Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a second Eid, which is mostly just food. So we eat goats. Like we give them to the poor. it's basically the whole idea of the event was to spread kindness towards the ones who are not as well off as you.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's like a feast involved, but then there's also this underlying sort of like spirit of like sharing,
Yep, yep,
giving,
yep.
compassion.
You have the feast with them. Yep.
Oh, that's very cool. And so then tell me about as well, because Pakistan is a whole country. So what city are you from?
I'm from Lahore, Punjab.
Punjab. And is this like big city? Is
It's
this
a
like
very big city. It's not as big as Texas, but it's about that. It's about that size. I think I've heard so.
Okay. So like I know this, or I feel like this way from travel. I've been fortunate to live in a lot of big cities, or to travel through them, like Bangkok or Taipei or New York, whatever have you. And to me, I kind of feel like no matter what country you go to, like the city is the city. Is it kind of the same in Lahore? Like big buildings, lots of cars, crazy traffic?
Lots of cars, yes. Big buildings, I don't think so. Pakistan
Okay.
in itself is not one of the industrialized.
Okay.
Not it does not give you that kind of a vibe. But yeah, beautiful houses,
Beautiful homes.
beautiful homes. Some of the best architects are from Pakistan. Best builders are from Pakistan. Beautiful houses. Yeah, but I think there's that side of it too. If you go to one city and then you go to another city, so we have two major cities in Pakistan: Islamabad, Lahore, and the third one, let's say Karachi. So
Okay.
if you go from Islamabad to Karachi, that's a whole different place.
Mm,
Islamabad is something very modern.
okay.
Karachi is a little bit.
Islamabad is the biggest.
Yeah, it is the biggest.
Okay.
How did you know that?
I don't, just smart
Islamabad
woman.
is-
I just thought so. But is it the capital?
It is the capital. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And you said that they're very different though.
They're very different.
Okay. Tell me again. I'm sorry I was listening, but tell me again. Islamabad, you said, is more developed.
Oh, it's 100% more developed.
Got you.
More beautiful. I think
More modern.
More modern. A
Okay.
little bit more industrialized
Okay.
than Lahore. Yep.
Okay. And tell me too, so we have these different cities. You mentioned that Pakistan is also a very beautiful place. So when I'm picturing in my mind, I've seen that it can look, I don't know, I feel like there's like forests there, like there's different kinds of geography there, like not typically what I guess most people would think about, with it kind of being kind of like, how would I say the terrain? More like desert style terrain or rocky style terrain.
Actually, the funny thing is that that's like a little bit of a myth that people
Okay.
have in their mind.
American myth.
Yeah, it's not at all like that. Not at all. I don't think there is a desert in Pakistan.
Okay.
There is nothing.
So the geography, because here in Atlanta, it's more like very forested. So how would you describe the geography kind of?
I think if you go by the stats, it's like 30 to 40% mountain. Areas. The rest is just like pure land. You
So
have a lot of
mountains.
rivers. Yeah, if you go to the north side, one of the biggest mountains. So K2s and Everest are near Pakistan. Nanga Parbat is the third biggest range. It's in Pakistan. So we have a lot of big mountains. Snow is like crazy in some parts. Rivers, some of the most beautiful rivers in Pakistan.
Okay.
Yep.
Rivers, snow. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
guessed snow.
Snow.
And lots of mountains. So just very like picturesque, very beautiful.
Yep.
Would
no,
you-
no such forests, but
Yeah.
I mean, the mountains are basically a way for wildlife.
I saw some green spaces when I was looking. Maybe that's kind of like around the rivers and things of that nature.
that
So
is
maybe
the
that's
north
what I was
side.
thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the north side. Oh, okay. That's so nice. You personally and your family, did you all ever like take some time? Are you a naturey kind of person, or did you kind of like get into hiking, or it's kind of like, you know, it's there, but you don't really.
I respect it, but I don't. I don't go indulge in it that much. But as far as nature, I think I love wildlife. Pakistan people are a little bit crazy about pets, so you'll see people with lions in their houses. That is very common.
Lions?
Yeah, that is very common. That's
Whoa.
a very common practice. A lot of my friends, a lot of my uncles have lions in their houses,
Like baby lions?
like full-grown lions as well. So it's like that.
Oh my
So
goodness.
the wildlife sector over there is like, it's really famous, and people, even though most of them, it doesn't matter if they're educated or no, they try their best to preserve was
Oh.
God gifted.
So it sounds like not only is there this sort of like respect for family, but also a respect for family, respect for people that are less fortunate, but also this awareness as far as like the environment and respecting life and respecting the environment as well.
Of course.
Okay, that's very cool. That's something that I think is important in USA as well, but not as practiced or emphasized. So that's something that I think it really is really wonderful about Pakistan and the culture in general. Okay, so tell me a little bit about, so you told me a little bit about Pakistan itself and family life. So I'm curious now, so you're getting older. Now we've gotten somewhere around high school. You have this big family. And we discussed earlier when you were like still a teenager, you ended up leaving Pakistan and then coming to the States. So how old were you? You said about...
When I came here, I was about 17.
And you said that you have 3 brothers. So are you the only person that came, or was it like...
Well, my younger one is actually applying right
Okay.
now as we speak, yeah.
Okay.
He has some big plans. I hope well for him.
Okay, so then tell me a little bit more about like how this decision came about, and yeah, just tell me a little bit more about how this decision came about.
Well, my father, he always, like, as far as I know, when I talk to him, he tells me that he always dreamt of himself in a position where I am right now, in the States, or maybe, you know, Australia, UK, doesn't really matter, but somewhere better with a lot of opportunities. But for some issues, you know, he wasn't really able to execute that plan. So that's why he wanted me to do what he couldn't do, where he wanted to do, and he wanted a better future for me overall.
Okay, I'm curious. I don't want to get you in trouble because your family might watch this. Are you like your father's favorite?
I am.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
So he basically, when he was growing up, he had these ideas in mind for himself, and then he communicated that to you. And then there was something that he saw in you that he's like, you know what? These are still some things that I wasn't able to see through. And I want you to be able to sort of walk out this sort of vision that I had for myself. Now, from your perspective, so it sounds like you two have a really a wonderful relationship where you're able to kind of talk about these things. But from your perspective, were you like, okay, I got this, I want to do this? Or are you like, why me? Like, are you sure? Like, I'm not really into it.
I always wanted to do it.
Okay.
I always wanted to do it because here's the thing, about 20, 30 years ago, at the generation of our parents, times were not the same as it is right now. Going to the States, or in fact, going even out of the city was a very, very big thing. Not every person not only afforded, finance was like at the least of the blocks. Like, only the decision in itself and executing that was a big part of the problem. So with the times that I had growing up, very easy and very comfortable, I always looked myself in a better future, you know.
Okay.
I wanted a better future for myself, and all we have heard all our lives that this is a place of opportunity.
Got you.
This is where if you want something, you work for it, you might as well get it.
Okay.
So I just wanted to go with that.
Okay, that's amazing. So you were kind of like on board with the plan. And in high school, because high school is honestly very early to kind of know like what your interests are and like what you're into. So he says, okay, I have this vision in mind for you. You're on board with it. At this point in life, are you kind of like familiar or aware kind of like what you want to do professionally, or you just, like you said, you're a good student and so you just know, hey, I'm just going to kind of take the first step and see what happens?
Right now, I think I'm like a little bit more focused on completing my education, but my main idea was entrepreneurship.
Okay. So you knew that like back then, or you just kind of now kind of
I
know?
knew that back then, but I wasn't able to execute it back then. Like I said, you know,
Okay.
it's a piece of opportunity. We might not be as privileged where we came from
Got you.
to where we are now.
Got you. Okay, so then you kind of make this decision, and you mentioned at some point, or you mentioned the schools in Pakistan. You were able to kind of have or start studying English while you were in Pakistan because there's... Okay, so tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, any person that you meet who's from Pakistan, basically, there's a very little chance that they won't know how to speak, right? So
Okay.
that's because when you when you have a little kid, right, and you're enlisting him in a school, there's no school in Pakistan that doesn't teaches English. They teach that to your child ever since he's like 5 6 years old.
Okay.
They tell parents, even though parents are Punjabi or Urdu speaking, they tell them to communicate in English in front of the child
Okay.
because they know that, like
Kind of the language of opportunity.
Yep.
So
They have
then,
this big idea in their mind.
okay. So then you have everyone is basically bilingual minimally.
Yeah, 3 4 languages minimum.
How many languages do you speak?
3.
Okay, very cool. So you've already been learning, sort of growing up and through the grade school system, and then it's time to move. So you ended up choosing Boston.
I ended up choosing Boston. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about that because now you're a teenager and you've flown all the way across the world and you've come by yourself and you're in this city by yourself. And this is after you've completed high school, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about maybe your first couple of days in the USA. What was that experience like for you, if you can remember?
Yeah, it was a nightmare, you know.
Okay.
Away from family, always been a family person. The first few weeks, I remember I was weeping, and it was crazy. Constantly on the phone, telling them to call me back.
Oh, man.
It was like that. Then I made a few good friends, Pakistani friends.
And this is when, because you're out of high school, but you've come for university. I'm asking because typically in USA, I think we graduate when we're like 17 or 18.
From high school?
And you're only 16. Yeah, I think so.
In US?
I feel like, is that right?
I graduated from my high school back when I was 17. The same year I came over here,
Okay.
right?
So did you immediately start university or you had some time in between high school and
So
university?
with our schools, how it works is that we send a conditional letter, right?
Okay.
So they actually send our admission to the university while we're studying. We've not even graduated yet.
Okay.
So that's like the system how it works back then. So I think I was like about to graduate when they send in my application. It's basically graduated, right?
Okay.
So it works like that. And then I remember I got accepted, and then I flew in December.
Okay.
Flew in December.
So you're accepted and then you know that you're going to start school, but you have like this time in between where you're kind of like adjusting and feeling things out, right?
Yeah.
Got you. So then when you came, you said at first you were like really upset, really going through it. There's a huge time difference, what, like 9 hours or something like that?
No, not at all. The flight?
Yep. No, I mean like when you're calling your family, maybe it's
Oh yeah, it's
12
about-
o'clock here,
yeah, it's
but
about 10, 11 hours different.
yeah, so there's a big time difference there. You're asking them to call you back, but eventually you said that you kind of like made some friends. How did you feel about Boston itself?
Boston is a beautiful place. I mean, I've always dreamt of New York before coming, and then I actually went to New York, and I did not like it at all.
What?
Yeah, it's a lot of well, how do you say? What's the word? Congested. It's really
Congestion.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're hurting my feelings with that one. New York is like my favorite
Manhattan
city.
maybe. But,
Yeah.
Manhattan is not the only place in New York.
No.
You go out of Manhattan, and then you'll be like, is this still New York?
Yeah, it is.
But Boston was something in between, right? It was not
Got
that
you.
congested. It was still beautiful, so that's why.
Okay, it's very interesting. My students and I, we talk about New York often, and it's very interesting because I would just think everybody loved it. But some people like it, some people don't. It definitely has its issues as far as like it can be very dirty. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
like any other way to put it.
That's
But then at the same time, there's the orchestra and there's the parks and there's the museums and there's the nightlife and there's the food and there's the beach. So I'm always like, whoa, when people say that they don't like New York. But then I do understand as well, depending on what city you're coming from and then also what phase of life that you're in. Because when I was maybe in my 20s, I lived there in my 20s, I didn't notice it was dirty. And then I came back in my 30s and I was like, oh my gosh.
No, it is. It's no offense to New York people. It is really sometimes dirty.
It is.
Yeah.
And it can wear you down, honestly. Like when I'm on the train, I can definitely tell who's just visiting the city and then who actually lives there. The people that are visiting, they're cute, they're stylish, they're energized, they're ready to go.
Yeah,
And then the
that's
people
right.
that live there, they're like tired and all hunched over and they have like bags under their eyes and they just look over it. So yeah, it just depends on the person.
But there's one thing though that I absolutely love about New York, and
Yeah.
that's the diversity, right?
Yes.
So you'll find a lot of me's over there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
You go to some places in America, and there can still be some kind of hate. But
Yeah.
In New York, that's not possible.
Yep. And I'm just curious, why do you think that is? Or do you have any?
I have a lot of experiences. That's why.
Yeah.
There are some good people. There are some bad people.
Yeah.
I've been to Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
That was not a good experience.
Yeah. It's interesting from that perspective because it's kind of like with exposure, like you said, it's multicultural, right? So then a lot of people, we see each other all the time. We're around each other all the time. We're riding the train together. We're eating together and we're working together in like the more multicultural cities in the USA, like New York, like LA, like Miami. But then it's surprising, I think, for a lot of people that most of the cities in the US are bicultural only, just black and white. And so then in the cities that are still just bicultural, the culture of those cities is extremely different.
Boston is one of them.
Yes, exactly. And then people are getting their narratives of like how people are from TV. Yes. So then that's kind of that's a huge issue in New York, or not in New York, in the States. It's like you mentioned in New York, it just feels like you're just, part of like this like group and everybody's kind of going about their business. But then in most of the US cities, it's just bicultural. So it can definitely feel a little bit different. That's actually why my hometown of Memphis, I had to go. Like I can't live anywhere that's not in the States that's not multicultural. I need multiculturalism. Yeah. California, New York, like you said, Seattle, etc. Okay. So back to you. So now you've come to the States, even though you just put Boston on the list of like Boston is one of those cities that's more bicultural. You said that you enjoyed your time there, right? Okay, cool. And so then what then brought you in turn to Atlanta?
Atlanta, that's a very good question. Well, I couldn't say insurance, but that was also
Yeah.
yeah. But Atlanta, the only reason I came over here is because the university fees,
Okay.
the tuition fees.
Fair.
So as an international student in UMass Boston, I was paying about $60,000
Boy.
every year.
Oh my goodness.
So that was something really, that suffocated me financially. So that's when I found a very good, like it was like a financially okay college over here. I wanted to go there, but like I don't know, something told me that I should actually like look at my what do you say,
Resume or
like the
Tran-
transcript
yeah.
one more time, because I know what so that I know what courses to decide.
exactly. Yeah.
And my university previously have told me specifically to you need a little bit better focus on your English.
Okay.
That's when I was like, people what they usually do, they go to English institutes,
Okay.
then they can maybe go towards their degree, but you gotta be perfect.
Yep.
So if I'm good in maths, I'm good in chemistry, but I don't even know how to write those things,
Yes.
then what good am I?
Got you. So it's kind of like the ability to be able to take like what's in your mind and your intelligence and then make
Yeah.
sure that it translates appropriately.
100%.
And then your fees as well. I totally understand that as well, being like a big decision. Even for me, when I went to med school, that was like number one factor when I was considering what school I wanted to go to for sure, but still receive a quality education. So you came to Atlanta and you said that you are enjoying it. Can you tell me a little bit more about like what's so special about Atlanta and why you're enjoying it here?
Atlanta is like, first of all, the diversity is
For sure.
second, Atlanta in itself, the transport could be a little bit better.
Facts.
But other than that, it's just the vibe. I've been to different states, different cities, Ohio, Texas. Like overall, I think most of them, but out of them, only a few click with my vibe.
Okay.
like the happy places in your heart.
Yeah.
Boston and Atlanta are one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I decided to like stick here for a while.
Okay. And then now you said that you've been here for how long?
About about a year, 9 or 10 months.
Okay, okay. And then just to reiterate, so you just thinking about what you said, so you've literally been studying English since you were a kid
Yeah.
because your family sort of instilled in you that this is the language of opportunity. But then now, so there's different sort of skill sets to be mastered. So your speaking is obviously great and that sort of a thing. But your idea when it comes to enrolling at the English Institute is, so tell me a little bit more about why you would writing.
Yeah, that was a big problem for me.
Okay.
Speaking well, and that's what most of the students tell me in the class. They'll be like, "You speak so good. Why are you here in the class?" I speak good, but the writing part is where I need to be a lot more better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, totally understand.
Even
And
that I
yes.
think is a problem at my home country. Like I told you, that they teach us how to speak, but we write in our own language.
Okay.
So maybe that.
And I guess too the format of the writing and the structure of the writing is
really different.
completely different. Okay. All right. And so how long have you been at AEI?
Actually, it's not even been a month.
Okay.
I came this session in
Yeah, okay.
September. Yeah, so it's been like, what, 20, 30 days? 20,
Okay.
20 days.
And how have you been enjoying it so far?
Oh, it's very good. It's, when you go to these big universities and some of these very fancy names, what happens there is that just to talk to your professor, you have to set up an appointment through their assistant. So I personally think that's not how it should be. If I have a doubt, I'm gonna go and ask the professor in class.
Right.
I don't want to go through all of those fancy things, right? I
Right.
think Atlanta Institute, this one, the best thing that I found about it is that it's very one-to-one. So even right now, I had a question for Haley. I just went up and asked her. She gave me like 20 minutes of her time. So not every institute would be able to do that. In the class, you're talking to the student one-on-one. Of course, he's learning like 100% better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you get kind of more like hands-on
Of course.
experience and time when you need it. And then you also mentioned as well the diversity. Can you talk about that a little bit with the school?
Yeah. So as we know, like we have a lot of Spanish fellows over here.
Yes.
I did not know about their culture before. I'm gonna be honest. All I knew was about mine. But I love to learn new
Yes.
things about new cultures, and that's what I did with them, and they're like amazing.
Yes,
I have a few
100%.
people in my class. They're like very cool, very very friendly,
Yes.
very friendly in nature. People sometimes get the wrong idea about international students. I think they have a very friendly nature. They're amazing. Helped me with a lot of things.
Oh, okay, amazing. And so now, before you kind of mentioned, you're here, like you said, for the writing aspect. You've been enjoying the school so far and you've been making friends and that sort of a thing. When it comes to sort of what's next, you mentioned entrepreneurship for you. Do you have any sort of ideas about what specifically, or still kind of being like present, like first let me master this and then sort of let me figure out what's next?
I've always thought about my own like clothing line or something like that.
Okay, so you're into fashion.
I'm kind of into fashion, but
Yeah.
again, you just got to take your resources, what you have available, and my country has one of the best textile industries. So I want to take use of that.
Okay. Okay, very cool. Well, thank you. That's everything as far as like the basic interview, but I did just want to ask you just like 5 bonus round questions.
For sure.
Okay, so first question, what is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, right now, it would be Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, have you seen that one?
No, is this a new one?
No, it's a very old one. It's by Andrew Garfield.
And this is an American movie or no?
It's a very American movie.
Okay. Axel Ridge or Hacksaw Ridge? Axel Ridge.
Hacksaw with the H.
Okay, I'm going to have to ask you again after. Okay, mountains or the beach?
Oh, mountains.
Mountains?
Yeah.
Okay, big city or small town?
Small towns.
Okay, favorite? I don't want to say, like I said, I don't want to get you in trouble. So I was going to ask, do you prefer spending more time with family or with friends?
At this age, with family.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite cuisine would definitely be the one from my country. It's called biryani, with a little bit of spice. A little bit of sauce. It's one of the best things in the planet.
Okay. Have you found a good place to get biryani
Yeah, a lot of good
in Atlanta?
in Atlanta. Yeah,
Okay, tell me one of your favorites.
we got Karachi barbecue. I think over here.
Okay.
In Midtown, then we have a lot of people are actually doing cloud kitchens
Oh.
with Pakistani food and Indian food.
Oh.
So that's a very good way. You have these WhatsApp groups, and then they just drop the food right by your house.
Whoa. That's amazing. Okay, I might have to bother you about that later. Well, thank you so much
You're welcome.
for
Thank you
your
so much.
time and for letting us know a little bit about you. It's nice to get to know you. And for those of you that are tuning in, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this episode and were able to learn a little bit something. Please, if you have not already, take the time to like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.